All right, we're back here at the 2011 Archery Trade Show in Indianapolis. I'm here with Eddie Stevenson from Trijicon. He's the public relations manager, and you guys are making a little splash at the show this year because you're jumping into the archery market for the first time.
Absolutely.
You guys have obviously had a big name in firearms and sighting systems for a long time. Why archery now and bringing in a new bow sight this year?
Well, you know, Trijicon's made tremendous strides in the past few years to penetrate the hunting market. We're world known in military, law enforcement. We make dual illuminated sighting systems. Brilliant aiming solutions is our slogan, and you know, we want people to realize that we make great sights for hunting also. We have the AccuPoint scope, rifle scope, that's really gaining a lot of tremendous exposure, and people are using it out there. And we thought, you know what, our technology that we use with tritium and fiber optic, which is what we're known for, dual illuminated sighting systems without batteries, without on and off switches, no electronics to worry about, that would lend itself perfectly to the archery world for a bow sight. And luckily, some of the engineers are actually avid bow hunters, and myself and a lot of the guys there in the marketing department, so they put their heads together and they've come out with the Trijicon AccuPin bow sight.
So you guys have this AccuPin bow sight this year, and this is it's a single pin mover sight. Absolutely. Which you know, guys who are avid bow hunters are familiar with these type of sights.
Right. But
there's a couple things about the AccuPin that really makes it unique, differentiates this particular sight from the other single pin movers that are out there. And I think let's start out talking about something that you had already mentioned. Okay, Trijicon uses a dual illumination system. You've got a lot of fiber optic here, as well as your tritium pin, which is a very low radioactivity, basically, compound that keeps that pin illuminated even in the pitch dark, right?
Exactly. What it is, you know, Trijicon is known for fiber optic and tritium usage. So your sight is always illuminated, always on, all the time, no on or off. And we have the largest fiber optic in the industry. It's a 0.80 fiber optic. It's going to draw in any source of ambient light. It's going to illuminate your aiming point. And then when your light begins to fade, that last five minutes of the day, you know, the golden 5 minutes or the first 5 minutes, when your fiber optics really aren't working up to top level, we have a tritium lamp that's actually a radioactive tritium glass-filled vial that we use in all of our products. It's actually attached to the fiber optic inside the housing of the sight, and it emits a really low level of light, but enough to illuminate your aiming point. Not too much, because you don't want a glaring aiming point in low light conditions, but it's just enough to keep it nice and bright so you have a good crisp aiming point. One of the other really unique things about the AccuPin, now that we're talking about the aperture itself, the sight itself, is a triangular aiming tip.
Right. It's
no one else has that.
It's not a round dot.
It's not a round dot. It's not a pin. It's not horizontal. It's pretty much an invisible vertical pin, but it's a triangle, and you use the actual point of the triangle as your aiming point.
So you put the top of the pyramid right where
absolutely.
you want to hit.
You point to what you're shooting instead of covering or obscuring what you're shooting. You can actually point to it, and we can argue that we have the smallest MOA aiming point out there because using the tip of a triangle, and you don't get any smaller than that. And that's another really unique aspect to the Trijicon AccuPin. Now, we knew that coming out into the archery world, we had to make the sight really special, and this in itself is great. But to make this sight even better and to make it a high-end product that we wanted to you know, infiltrate the archery world with, we designed what's called the Trijicon bow sync process, and our engineers actually developed this to mate to your bow. It's actually designed, because it is a single pin movable sight, you can actually tune the sight to your bow, and I'll give you a quick rundown of how that actually works.
Yeah, and real quick for folks who are, you know, watching this, what you guys have here is, instead of a tape or you know, just a blank space where typically when you're using a single pin mover, you've got to play with,
you've got to do the work
and write the yardages. Trijicon has a laser engraving from 0 all the way to 80 yards, I believe, on your wheel. 20 to 80
yards, right.
And this bow sync technology is actually a variable transmission that, by adjusting it to line up with the bow speed, the combination of your bow speed, your arrow weight, all that, you then sight it in at 2 different places, I think.
I'll give you a quick rundown. This is designed to handle from roughly 240 to 340 feet per second. You have a chart that you could use. If say your bow is shooting 280 feet per second, well, you should start on a number 5 or number 6. You start at that point. You can actually turn this knob here, and you're pre-tuning your sight. Well, you sight it in at 20 yards like you normally would. You get your windage dead on. You get your arrows hitting where you want. And then you pull out to 40, 50, or 60 yards. The furthest you're comfortable shooting is going to give you more accuracy on the setup procedure. So say you shoot at 60, you get it dialed in there, you pull back at 20, you shoot, and as long as you're good there, and it may take 1 or 2 cycles, you can actually loosen the set screw, move your dial to the 20-yard mark, and from then on, from 20 to 80 yards, you're dead on in 1 yard increments all the way out to 80 yards. And no more guessing, no more holdover, no more gapping between pins. It's 47 yards, you put it on 47 and let it rock, and there's no tape, there are no gradient charts that you have to kind of match with your bow and stick on the wheel. It's laser engraved, laser etched, and it'll be there forever. Limited lifetime warranty bow sight.
And I can tell you, as you know from personal experience, the AccuPin sight really works. That bow sync technology is neat. I've had an opportunity to play around with that, actually do some hunting with the sight, you know, and get a peek at it. And now it's available to the world. And is the AccuPin available now, Eddie? And can people get their hands on it?
It is now. I mean, this is day 3 of our launch for the site. It's available in black, of course, Matthews Lost camo, and Realtree camo also. And they're available starting now.
And people can get more information on your website if they're interested.
Trijicon.com. They have a dealer program already set up. And again, this is a new category entry, so there's an awful lot of demand, a lot of interest right now, and we're looking forward to it.
Well, that's good.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
I hope you have a successful 2011, and we appreciate your time showing us off.